I'm gonna show you how to make a song just like Petit Biscuit. Alright, so we're gonna be doing more of a slow 4 in the floor tempo, so we're gonna be working at 130 BPM, and I'm gonna start off with some chords. So here are the chords I wrote. The reason it looks so crazy is I just have the chords going over 2 octaves, but here's what these sound like. Now we're going to take these chords and we're going to put them with a nice sine wave sound, kind of like he did in his song Problems. So for the sine wave sound, I just took a sine wave, I put some noise and filter on it, I also put a little reverb on it, and to make the notes glide, I put up the border knob and checked legato. So here's what this sounds like now. So here's something kind of cool I'm doing. So I'm taking the same chords as before and I'm making them go twice as fast. So they sound like this now. And now I'm going to consolidate that into audio. And now that I've got this consolidated into audio, I'm going to make sure stretch is selected and just pull it to be twice as long as before. And now this is going to give it like a really cool dark sound. So here's what that sounds like now. So for a drop, I think I'm going to do something kind of like Petit Biscuit did in his Flume remix. So to start that, I have a really simple drum loop right here. And I made sure to get a really nice tight snare sound. And next I added some hats in and then made sure to pitch them down. And most importantly, I got a bass patch. So I'm using this preset in Serum, it's called BA Classic But More. And I just put a filter on it just to take out as many high frequencies as possible. And then next I distorted that by a solid amount. And for the bass notes, I really just followed the chords, but I just used little quarter notes. And that sounds sweet. Let's get some vocal chops. So for vocal chops, I just started with a random acapella. Cause I want you and I need you to lean into me. And then I chopped it up really simply, just like this. And then in the second half of that drop, I'm just gonna put it in that piano we made. So the core of our track is really already done, so now I'm just going to make a little outro, and I'm going to make that by using the piano and using more of a classic Petit Biscuit 4 in the floor style. So I got these really easy 4 in the floor drums using a tambourine as a snare to keep that chill feel. And then I also made a variation in the bass that's not as distorted and just goes up like this. Next, I made a version of that piano that's just an octave higher to layer with the original piano. I also wrote this really simple piano top line just to add a bit of a melody to the second half of the song. So I made this Serum patch that's just a sine wave mixed with another sine wave, and it uses kind of a plucky envelope, and then I just have a ton of reverb on that and I'm distorting it. And then I made a little fun melody that goes to the chords, and I'm just putting this really low in the mix so it doesn't really matter too much. But here's what it sounds like. And lastly, for my little outro, I am just taking the same vocal chops, making them an octave higher like this. For an intro, I just took those sine wave chords and had the vocal chops slowly get more and more high frequencies. And that's the track. It's actually pretty simple to get a solid Petit Biscuit style. Usually he would probably have a lot of guitar in it, but since I'm not a guitarist, I couldn't really put stuff like that in there. But if you felt like you learned something, it'd be fantastic if you could like and subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment for what I should do next. But besides that, the track is going to play right now.